All right, welcome back. Like I said, I was going to keep making this. Now you see I've cleaned my hands off a little bit. You'll see this dough consistency. We're now going to put this into a ball. Do our best, get it all in. When you lift it off the bottom, you'll see if you've got all the moisture in there or not, because that some of your dry spots will hide out in the bottom. You want to get all that. Make that ball. Oh yeah, it's starting to have the smell. You can actually smell the dough and all the components coming together even before it's cooked. You can smell how delicious it's going to be. Okay, and now we want to pat this ball together. Going to now put it down on pre-floured, say that fast, cutting board. We want to cover this with flour. Flour is your friend. Get some of this off my hands. I told you it would be messy. Okay. Now we're going to press this down even before we use the roller. We can turn it a couple times. Put some flour in there. Don't be afraid of the flour. You almost can't overdo it. Okay, and you'll notice now I'm going to fold this. This is where you get the layers. You know, a good biscuit has all these layers built into it, all crusty and rising up in little nooks and crannies for all the butter or the jam or whatever you put on it. Apple butter. You know what I always like to do? I like to actually break open a biscuit and put it on a plate and eat it with maple syrup. Sort of like a pancake or waffle, whatever. That's something my mama taught me, actually. She came from a family. She grew up in Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. And my grandfather, her dad, was the son of a sharecropper. And I don't really know anyone. Nobody really knows the history. I've sort of sought his history of where that farm was and etc. Nobody really knows. And that's a lesson to you. Ask your parents, learn, ask, be inquisitive, because they're going to be gone. The aunts and uncles are going to be gone, and there'll be no one to ask about that. So, and you're going to want to know at some point in your life. Okay, you see I've rolled that out a little bit. I'm going to turn it yet again, adding a little flour. We're pushing that down together. What we're essentially doing is forcing in some nice layers. Flaky layers. Flaky layers. Maybe that's a new song. Unlike flaky drummers. I didn't say that. Okay. Okay, we're going to roll this one more time. I don't want to overdo it. I might have already overdone it, but I'm zealous in this. Okay, I'm going to put this in more dough. We're going to get this down to size now. Okay. Now, they'll tell you, if you read the recipe, it'll say a greased sheet. I don't like to use grease. I like to use parchment paper. It keeps things cleaner. And of course you need your biscuit cutter. Just cut a few out of this. See how far we can go. As you cut down, you're going to need to turn it to break it loose. Now, I thought, will I? Yeah, check that out. I got another one in there. So that's 5 right out of that roll. Okay. Okay, so let's get those on there. This should yield you about a dozen biscuits. Okay, this is looking good. Very good. Okay, now you see this? We got some more dough. We're just going to do the very same thing that we did before. Get a little flour in there because the flour is your friend. Roll that out. So, want to smooth it out a little bit with the rolling pin. We want it to be at least an inch thick. You can see here we're probably an inch and a half thick. Okay, we got two more to cut out right there. Okay, let's see. Now they're going to rise more than they're going to expand, but I still don't want them too close together. All right, I got enough here to make one more cut biscuit and then one deformed leftover fun biscuit. I like the leftover fun. Actually, it looks like I might be able to make it look like a normal biscuit. Look at this. Look at that. Wow, check it out. Look at the little bit of waste that we had. That's the first time. Although that last one isn't a perfectly shaped biscuit. Okay, now the last little bit you want to make it to get it that buttermilk flavor. A more sophisticated guy might use a brush, but I'm just going to use my finger, dip it, and then scrape some buttermilk right on top of these puppies. Okay. Now you hopefully have got your oven preheated to 375 degrees. So we're going to put these right in. Middle of your oven. You don't want them too low, not too high. And I'll be back to see what they taste like.